poppin'? It's your boy Q, and I know you're back for just the tips. So, trying a different video format this time. This is going to be the part 2 of my sub install. I'm not covering as much as in detail. I'm just kind of elaborating what I've already done, because unfortunately wiring is boring. So it's a lot of time. So if I actually videoed everything, you probably wouldn't watch it, let's be honest. So I'm just going to kind of give some quick tips and then show you everything I've been doing so far.
So to start off, I went ahead and run my 12 volt power. I always go to this. Looks a lot cleaner. If you pop the hood, it doesn't look outrageous, and at the end of the day I want this system to be really clean and subtle. I did do the nice wire braid. You see down here I got a nice crimp on there, heat shrink going into this nice braid. If you don't know, this whole fuse panel is removable, so you can pop this out. And it's actually pretty easy to pop this cover off. It's like these two little clips right here. So yeah, it's these two little clips right here, and this whole thing will slide off once you have this piece here removed. I relocated this little plug down here so I could put my fuse panel in here, but it's all hidden, so it's kind of hard to show you. But yeah, wire ferrule, crimped, heat shrinked, a nice loom. I obviously have the fuse removed, so I can go ahead and wire up to the other side. So what's cool is I found a factory hole, and I already kind of marked it a little bit by drilling. It's a dimple in the firewall for a factory grommet. That's where I'm going to cut through. Which is the awesome part about this is it makes it look really clean under here. So you remove this little fuse panel, two little clips here. This guy will pop out and get out of your way. And only one little bolt holds all that in here. But these little side mission things right here are all that holds that in there like that. And you can pop this out of your way. And then if you look up there, there's a factory piece of, that's where that dimple comes. There's actually already a pre-cut hole in the insulation, which is perfect. That's this piece right here. Boom. Now I can cleanly run my power wire right through there. It's not going to look ridiculous. And then obviously it's pretty straightforward running it through. These panels remove pretty easy. Just pop them up. Run the wire down here. Run it down back through here. And obviously I'm going to come up and then back down. But I made this cool amp rack. So I measured 12 by 12. Ordered this piece of plastic, acrylic, I don't know, MDF. I don't know exactly what you call it. Everyone calls it different. High density polymer, HMDF. I know like 50 different names for it, but it's really nice plastic. This is 1/2 inch thick. I took my router, routed down the corners. I don't have specific plastic routers, so it probably would have been cleaner. I just do this with a wood router. Came out pretty decent. Drilled and tapped for the amp. The holes, I got rubber insulators. So these screws just screw into this 1/2 inch plastic. And then I took and drilled it and reamed out these holes and put 2 zip ties in here to hold it pretty steady. Trimmed up that piece a little bit so that it'll clear this. Looks really nice. Again, want it to look clean, simple, nothing crazy. And then I'm going to wire RCAs, turn on wire, base knob, all that down the passenger side. You can get away with running them all down the same side. It's just newer cables, they won't get as much interference as the old school stuff, but why not take the risk? You don't have any interference going on with, you know, your sound quality and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I'll show you how I cut and splice into this side of the fuse as well.
Just to give you an idea, because the thick cable stuff is kind of hard. It's a challenge for sure. Just because it doesn't crimp very well, because it's super flexible, so it's kind of a pain. But yeah, hopefully, let me know how you guys feel about this format too, because you know it's going to be new. I'm still learning, so. But let me know what you like. And I was going to tell you all this nifty device. So this is $30. I got it at Lowe's. I got these little attachments for it. The step bit. So all I have to do is take my impact driver, stick it right in the dimple, right there. Boom. No crazy drilling or nothing. So I've always struggled to drill holes properly. It's just been a problem. Never knew about this, but this might be one of the best $30 I've ever spent. So yeah, let's go. So cool. I don't know why I never heard of this. I've always been in funky drill situations, and this will solve like all of them. I mean, you can change the length with, you know, these quick attachments and all that stuff as well. And then this gets extremely small. So look how small that is. Yeah, and then you drop it on the ground. That'll make it last a lot longer actually. So pretty cool idea. Try it yourself. Alright, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to prep this cable to go through the firewall and go into that fuse panel. Went ahead and got me some marine heat shrink ready to go. I used a fish tape to give me an idea of how much sleeving I need, so I don't have to see it under the firewall, and I don't want to see it going from the firewall back behind the panels, because this is a bright blue cable. I'm trying to keep it clean. These are the wire fails I'll be using. I'll crimp it on the end so that I don't keep damaging this. If I ever have to remove it, it will just crimp down on this ferrule. And then I'll be using these for the rear sub wires as well. And the amp turn on wire. And then these are the crimper I got off of Amazon for those big wire ferrules. Basically to make battery cables, but it works good for this as well to hold these onto here. Since these are so flexible, they are pretty hard to actually crimp, because you can see how easy the wire moves around. It's hard to get a good solid crimp on there. I don't know, this car audio wire has always been super flexible, which is good for install. It's just hard to crimp onto. So watch me struggle. So I always take a razor blade and just go around and cut a nice line to put that ferrule on. Then I'll slip my sheathing on, and then the heat shrink as well, and then to hold it into place. You can try to use cutters. It always just turns out really bad for me because I end up getting into the wire. So to me, fresh razor blade always works the best. Nice and clean. And that's what it'll look like before you crimp it on. But that way you can keep reinstalling it and it'll never mess up the wire. Really cool. And ta-da! That's pretty much how I did the front cable as well. I just crimped on an eyelet to go into that little 12-volt accessory box. Did have to drill it out a little bit because it was a big lug. But yeah, this is how I'm hiding or beautifying my cable in the engine bay so it doesn't look, godly. Alright, so we got an update on the wiring finally. So
check it out on this beast. So what I was going for is subtle. Can't tell there's a system in here at all. Can't see any of the wiring, just super clean. Under the hood the same way. Just got, nothing obviously popping out at you. And it cleanly goes into the firewall back there. So I think it came out really smooth. Yeah, mounted it here with some zip ties. Just drilled a couple holes. Used a countersink bit to kind of dress it up a little bit on both of these. The amps mounted on rubber isolators. I just drilled and tapped these in here. Wire loomed everything. So it all looks presentable. The box looks super clean. I am going to build another box for this because I'm not happy with the performance. I think it just comes down to airspace. You gotta think that's only 0.6 cubic feet in a ported box. I think the only way I'm going to achieve what I'm going for is just to build my own. So obviously if I build it, you guys will be there. But this does good for now. Sounds good. I think I'm more looking for that deep frothy bass, the deep frequencies, and this really doesn't hit it, and I can't really blame it because it's just such a small airspace. But it did go for the look I'm achieving, is hidden, low-key, out of the way. But it did come out pretty solid. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please hit me up down below. I've been pretty good at answering everybody's comments. My channel's not big enough yet to where I can't get overwhelmed with it, so if you do have questions, I will answer it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. Take care. Peace.
Tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Alright, tell them to like it.
You like it?
Yeah. And share it.
Sure.
Alright, perfect. Say Q's tips.
Creatures.
Nice.